and it's quite fascinating itself. Nearly everyone agrees that the internet was designed as a redundant connection. At that time, it was no security, no such a video streaming. The only objective was that your communication should be sustained in any way. You might have heard, or those of you who like to go through the history of technologies, that one of the objectives was that if there is a nuclear war, the communication and the other infrastructures are destroyed, how the different government and defense entities are going to communicate with each other. And that was the reason behind making the internet more resilient. That was the resilience and redundancy, not the security. Whereas for the future internet, whether it goes for the vision to document and the other one, security comes as a prime mover that you need these services, you need that infrastructure that should provide a certain level of security assurances, security guarantee. What we have to see in the following slides, that besides these desires and expectations, where we are today and what we are trying to do in this area. This is a news item that appeared on the BBC in 2003. And by the way, before 9/11 incident, the concept of critical infrastructure was not even known. That there are the complete infrastructures, if they are destroyed or if they are not functioning, how we are going to work on that. So the need of security is not new. It was identified in 2003 that yes, there is a genuine problem over there. What we have done since 2003 is, in 2011, there is also the warning. In the last 8 years, there was warning, there is a warning again, that there is a problem, there is an attack, there should be something done. The only difference maybe is that besides this warning, they have realized as well. Yes, they got the government communication headquarters was under attack. Other governments, international organizations, and UN bodies, they have experienced something. It's not the kind of attacks that are meant for the government agencies only. Even the commercial businesses, like oils and the gas firms, they are also under attack. The problem is, after warning, towards these successful attacks over there, we are still figuring out how to manage it. Although it is already evident that the new technologies, new solutions, they bring some vulnerabilities as well. They bring some prospects, they bring some fascinating features, but they also bring some problematic areas as well. For example, this mobile paradigm, when you are moving towards from the fixed side to the mobile one, it is already identified that yes, it is providing you a very good prospects of moving around while getting connected to your resources, but it has some vulnerabilities that need to be addressed. At the technology level and at the national levels, it is identified that overall infrastructure that requires some overhauling, it is vulnerable to the attacks. It's not necessarily between the US and the technological one. This one is for Australia, this one is in Asia. India is also important in the sense that a lot of outsourcing and a lot of work going on there. So we have identified, we have experienced the successful attacks, we have identified that yes, there is a shortcoming that need to be addressed. And by the way, these shortcomings and these problems are at the infrastructure level. There is another dimension which may not be a part of this discussion in general, is about the human error. That while we are dealing with such a big scale system, where a small breach may have a lot of consequences, then that is not included, but it is also the other things, that by error, when people put the secret information airline, some even design level things, it's not the infrastructure one, but the public one, and not necessarily defense related kind of things, sometimes the personal information as well. So, apart from that, what's the overall situation if I have to summarize over today, that there are security challenges, there are some security solutions, even though there is no matching, what we are trying to do, we are trying to fix them up just to attain some pointed solutions of the global one. To represent the situation, this is the diagram that I got it over there. The overall objective is to transport some material from the ground floor to the ground floor. We don't have the full technology to transfer that. We are trying to fix it. We are trying to engineer something. It works. For one time, it is transported. But I'm surprised if anyone would rely on these kind of solutions, anyone would like to transport something critical, life-saving materials, etc. What if there is a small turbulence, vibrations, everything is going to multiply by 0. This is the overall situation, the overall landscape that we are trying to face. So, in this context and these requirements, let's consider first of all what the overall technologies, the basics we have, and then to go into further details how we are going to work on that. Well, security sometimes a mythical word that it needs to be secure, it should be secure, but what are the characteristics that need to be met? How you are going to declare a system that is secure? This is the famous CIA definition, that if your system is going to ensure the confidentiality, integrity, and availability, then you may label it as a secure system. Majority of the time, people consider it's the confidentiality that means security. However, sometimes the information is not confidential, still you want to protect it. Yellow pages. If there is a global yellow pages based application for the cloud, if I am looking for someone who is living in Japan, I need their contact details. I would be looking for this kind of application that is scalable at the level of future internet or the cloud. Not confidential. This data is publicly available. But definitely, we would not like anyone to make changes over there, to attack their competitors by falsifying their contact information. So this is called the integrity. So besides confidentiality, integrity itself is a virtue of security, whereas availability, this is something that hardly generally people consider it as a security virtue. What if your site is not available? How your clients are going to give you the business for that? While coming to attend this event in Timisoara, a lot of you might have gone to some recommendation system. I have to travel from my city to Timisoara. What are the possibilities? What are the different airlines which are giving me the route towards there? And if there is a competitor who makes the website of the best airline unavailable, that recommendation system, they are not going to read their quotes, they are not going to offer you that site, and the businesses are going to suffer because of the non-availability of their resources to their potential clients. So availability also falls under the category of security. So the same thing we have to apply while developing some applications for the future internet-based architectures as well. Even if it is the virtualization infrastructures, are they satisfying these basic conditions in terms of security? Then going one by one,